And like I said, it all goes back to parenting. You should be involved enough in your child's life to know what they're doing and to know what they're into. And if the store is doing their job right and they can't buy the game and they come up to you and they say, "Mom, I want Grand Theft Auto," you know, instead of letting the media cram everything down your throat and believing it, then you as a parent should get online and use all the resources available to you on the internet and do your own research. And you get online and you Google Grand Theft Auto and you see what it brings up. And if you don't like what you see, then don't let the kid play the game. But, you know, if you actually have a good head on your shoulders and, you know, you don't believe everything the media throws at you and you do your own research and you think, well, I've taught my child well enough and he should know that he just can't walk into the street and gun down everybody and then, you know, hit a series of button combinations to avoid getting caught by the police. I think he can handle playing this game. And that's what you do. But if you don't think that your child can handle that kind of game, then you say no. Because you're the parent. You can say no. If kids didn't need to be told no, then there would be no need for parents. See, when I was growing up, when a lot of people my age were growing up, we ask our parents for something, they say no, then it's no. And if we didn't like that no, and we wanted to argue with that no, then we'd get popped in the mouth, and that was all there was to it. But now there's kids these days that are growing up, and they're becoming spoiled fucking brats because for some reason parents these days don't know how to say no to their own kids. So, you know, the rating's there for a reason. If you can't buy it on your own, you shouldn't be playing it. And if your parents don't want to get it for you, then that's that. And if you're a parent who has a kid wanting that game, and you don't think they should be playing it, then, you know, be a parent. Say no. And, you know, the whole thing about Jack Thompson saying that the ESRB and GameStop and Walmart and Sony and Rockstar Games are all hatching some sort of dark conspiracy to unleash a brainwashed army of America's youth upon the world. You know, that's just... how do you think of something like that? I mean, it's not like the guys from Rockstar Games and Sony, you know, had some sort of shady back alley meeting in a limo with the guys from Walmart and GameStop hatching their dirty, evil plans. No. The ESRB is the rating system for all games, ranging from everyone and all ages, all the way up to AO, adults only. But, you know, there's only maybe 2 games that I can think of that actually have that rating. And they're only sold in very, very few countries, and in the countries where they can be sold, they most normally aren't on the shelves. Most games will go and try to strive for the M rating or the T rating. And, you know, we've gone from the Atari and the 8-bit Nintendo where, you know, Pong, Miss Pac-Man, Space Invaders, where it was... you're this group of pixels right here shooting smaller pixels at these other dots right here that are trying to kill you. Or, you know, your long row of pixels and your opponent's long row of pixels going and bouncing a single pixel square back and forth across the screen, boop, 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 pong. We've gone from that to the Xbox 360 and the Nintendo Wii and the Sony PlayStation 3 and computers that are just so advanced that the technology's gone to the point where everything's getting more realistic. We've made vast technological advances by leaps and bounds, and it's getting to the point where graphics can be rendered to be very realistic, as a lot of people see in modern games today. And therefore, with this technology at hand, video game companies are going to want to make their games as realistic as possible. And in the case of games like COD4 and Gears of War or Oblivion or Grand Theft Auto 4, you know, they're going to be as realistic as they possibly can, which means the weapons are going to be more realistic, the sound of the weapons are going to be more realistic, the vehicles are going to be realistic straight up to the way people look and behave in the game, as well as gore if the game contains any. And therefore, because they strive for the realism, they don't always meet that M rating limit, where almost all game companies strive for. Not everybody wants to go out there and make an AO rated game, but as you strive for realism, you exceed the expectations and the limits for what you wanted, and it gets here. And that's where the ESRB comes in, because a company makes their game the way they want it made, and then, you know, they pick up a couple copies and throw it Frisbee style over to the guys at ESRB, and they go through it, they look at it, they play it, and then they tell the game company, okay, well, you were striving for this rating here, but because you have this, this, and this in your game, it's going to get this rating, and this rating is going to make you unable to sell this game in some countries, and it'll even be banned from store shelves in other countries where it potentially can be sold. And so, what the video game company could do then is, you know, they can just be happy with their AO rating and publish their game anyway and make the money that they can make just by selling it to the people who are dedicated to the franchise and actually buy it. Or they can go back to the drawing board and they can remove all those things that ESRB says is inappropriate for an M rating, and they can take it out and change it up and tweak it. And then they can submit it back to the ESRB, and if they've reached that M rating, then they can go back and they can publish it. And that's how it goes. There's no dark conspiracy to brainwash America's youths or anything like that. And you should, and you know, you shouldn't sue the companies for kids getting stupid and shooting up schools because of a video game. It has nothing to do with the game companies or the ESRB or even Walmart, because they're all doing their jobs. Like I said, it goes back to the parents who give their kids whatever they want and expect the best to happen. If we can stop shifting the blame to video games or rap music or heavy metal or Marilyn Manson or the Beatles and take it upon themselves and say, you know what, maybe I'm not the best a parent, maybe I should tighten my game up, then, you know, we might see a change. But seeing as we live in the day and age where everybody's like, hey, not my fault, I highly doubt it. And, you know, that's really all I have to say, and I think I conveyed my opinions quite well. I hope you get an understanding of this. If you have anything you'd like to say, shoot me a PM, leave a comment in the video, or make a video response. And, you know, I'll look it over, and we can have a discussion, or however you want it to go. And if you agree with me, go ahead and tell me you agree with me. If you think I'm just some kind of fucking idiot who doesn't know what I'm talking about, or you think I'm stupid for what I have to say, or if you're one of those people who thinks that GameStop is evil and you can't be bothered to look in the mirror and blame everybody else, then go ahead and tell me I suck. Because, you know, I'm not going to really be hurt by what somebody has to say on the internet where they're safe behind their keyboard. So that's all I've got to say, and I'm out.